my audience. Hi, good afternoon. Let me start with asking a simple question. How many of you have stayed up a little too late binge watching a TV show? Maybe scrolling social media? How about starting a paper at midnight, thinking it was a good idea? Guilty of it myself. Don't worry, no judgment zone. Maybe you've also had one of those days where someone asks you a simple question, but after a bad night's sleep, you're fighting the urge not to start an argument over nothing really. It's amazing how one night of poor sleep can turn a normally reasonable person into someone who gets offended over something as simple as a slow Wi-Fi connection. Again, guilty. Today we're going to talk about something that affects every single person in this room: sleep. Specifically, I'll be informing you about how sleep affects mental health. First, I'll explain what sleep does to the brain and emotional well-being. Second, I will discuss how sleep deprivation affects mental health and emotional stability. Finally, I'll explain how healthy sleep habits can improve overall mental health. So, to prepare for this speech, I researched information from the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, the American Psychological Association, and the National Alliance of Mental Health, along with the Sleep Foundation. So to begin with, let's talk about what sleep actually does for your brain. Many people think that sleep is just simply a time when our body shuts down and rests. In reality, it's not. Sleep is one of the busiest times for our brain. While we sleep, our brains process information, store memories, regulate emotions, and prepare us for the next day. In a 2024 research-based article published by the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, experts explain that sleep allows the brain to recover from the day, from your mental demands, and maintain a healthy cognitive performance, attention, and decision-making abilities. This means that when we get enough sleep, we're better at solving problems, focusing, remembering information, and controlling our emotions. In other words, help with sleep also helps us become the better version of ourselves. Now that we understand why sleep is important, let's look at what happens when we don't get enough of it. Sleep deprivation affects more than physical tiredness. It can have a significant impact on our emotional health and well-being of our mental health. Most of us have experienced this firsthand. After a poor night's sleep, something small suddenly can be something huge. Minor inconvenience can turn into a personal attack. In a 2023 article published by the American Psychological Association, researchers reported that poor sleep can increase irritability, reduce emotional control, and make it more difficult to manage everyday stress. Think about the last time you were exhausted. Chances are you were less patient, more emotional, and more likely to feel overwhelmed just by situations that normally wouldn't bother you. That's because sleep plays a major role in how we regulate our emotions. Sleep deprivation doesn't just affect your mood. It can also contribute to serious mental health conditions. According to a 2024 educational article published by the National Alliance of Mental Health, anxiety, bipolar disorder, and PTSD are all linked to sleep. Researchers have found that sleep and mental health have two-way relationship. Poor sleep can worsen mental health. Mental health conditions, you guessed it, make it harder to sleep. This is just an endless cycle and can sometimes be hard to break. Unfortunately, or fortunately, there are practical steps that people can take to improve both their health, their mental health, and sleep. One of the most effective strategies in maintaining a consistent sleep schedule is going to bed and waking up at the same time every day. It helps regulate our internal clocks. According to a 2024 educational article published by the Sleep Foundation, limiting screen time before bed can create a relaxing bedtime routine and can significantly improve sleep quality that helps individuals fall asleep more easily. Other recommendations include avoiding caffeine late in the day, exercising regularly, managing stress, and creating a comfortable sleep environment. Simple changes to your daily habits can significantly improve your both sleep quality and your mental health. So, as I conclude, I want to remind everyone that sleep is not just a simple luxury. is something we do because we need it, not just when we have extra time. So today I've explained how sleep supports healthy brain function, how sleep deprivation can negatively affect mental health, and how healthy sleep habits can improve emotional well-being and quality of life. The next time you're tempted to stay up late, watching one more episode, scrolling through social media, or convincing yourself you'll function perfectly on 4 hours of sleep, your brain is begging you to rest. Sleep is one of the simplest and most powerful things that we can do for our mental health, for our body in general. It costs nothing and it requires no special equipment. Benefits nearly every aspect of our lives. So tonight, give your mind the recharge it deserves. Turn your clock off, turn the phone off, and just rest.